Okay, Unit 5.1, Day 5, solving quadratic solutions by factoring. So now we are putting the last 2 days together. So we are actually finding solutions from factoring, which is the whole point of why we learned factoring. So quadratic solutions are the x that makes the equation true. That needed to be way longer. Okay, solutions on the x-axis. Y'all are going to beat this into your brain. Roots, zeros, x-intercepts. Okay, which can be written, remember we can write them as a point, a number, comma 0, because remember y is always 0. Okay, we can also write them as x equals a number. And then remember, we can also put it inside fancy brackets. Remember, if there's more than one, we could put a comma, another number if we need to. Okay, can you find the solutions in the calculator? Yes. It's where y equals 0. So I'm going to show you that here in a second. Okay, remember there could be 2, 1, or no solutions. And when looking for zeros, the quadratic must be in standard form, which is what we talked about yesterday. So before you do this, it has to be in standard form. Always check the calculator for solutions. Y'all, think smarter, not harder. I was about to say harder, not smarter, but that's not what I meant. So you're going to look at your graph, then your table. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that here in just a second. So the first one is already in standard form for us. We don't have to worry about anything. So before I even get started, my calculator's slow, I'm going to type it in y equals 5x squared minus 21x plus 4, and I'm going to hit graph. And I see, look, it touches twice, so I do have 2 solutions. So now I'm going to go to the table, and I'm looking for where y is 0. Well, I see one of them, and I know that x equals 4. And I can tell there's another one between 4 and negative 12, but I don't know what it is, which is why we are going to factor and find our factors and solve. So we're going to factor it. First term goes in our first box, last term in our last box, and we multiply. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, now remember, it's technically 20x squared, which is why an x goes here and here. So what multiplies to give us 20 and adds to give us negative 21? Well, because that's negative, I know I'm going to have a double negative, but remember, we can go in here, type our top number, divide x, top number, divide x plus x, and we can find where they equal negative 21. So these are all positive. So when I go up, there I have a negative 1, negative 20. Now remember, don't forget this. I'm trying to find a different color. The x always goes here and here, nowhere else. Always, 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 because there's xx, xx. There's no x here, so that one doesn't get one and that one doesn't get one. And then from there, y'all, it's just math right 9. Math right 9, 5, comma 1. Remember, don't type negatives. So that's 1x. Math right 9. I know this is going to be minus because this is minus. 20, comma 4. Don't type negatives in here. So I get 4. Math right 9, 5, comma 20. So that gives me 5. And then math right 9, 1, comma 4. And that gives me 1. Now, because this is negative, this is going to be negative. So my factors are x minus 4 and 5x minus 1. Well, now it looks like Wednesday. So I'm going to take both of my factors and set them equal to 0. So I'm going to add 4, x equals 4, which is the one we found. Here I'm going to add 1. I get 5x equals 1. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and I get 1/5. So I have x equals 4 and 1/5, which properly I should have written it the other way, smaller number first. Okay, remember I can also write it as 4, 0, 1/5, 0, and I can also write it as 1/5, 4. Remember, least to greatest. Those are your 3 ways to write it. So I want you to try this one. No. Okay, so remember, first term in our first box, last term in our last box. 2 times 26 is 52. Okay, so I know I can come here and do 52 divide x, 52 divide x plus x, but freeze, I did not type this in my calculator first. 2x squared plus 17x plus 26. And so again, I have 2 solutions, and I know that one of them is -2. But I don't know the other one. The other one's going to be a decimal somewhere between -7 and -6. So I'm going to do 52 divide x, 52 divide x plus x, and I'm looking for b, which is 17. So there's -17. Let's go down to positives. So it's 4 and 13. And knowing that, I'm going to find my GCF. So remember, x always goes here and here. I can do math right. Math right, 9, 2, 4. So that's 2. Math right, 9, 13, 26. That gives me positive 13 because this is positive. This is also positive, so this is going to be positive. Math right, 9, 2, 13. So that's 1. Math right, 9, 4, 26. So that's 2. So I have 2x plus 13, x plus 2 equals 0. And I'm going to set them both equal to 0. So 2x plus 13 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0. Minus 2, x equals -2, which is where we got this one. Minus 13, 2x equals -13. Divide by 2, and I get -13 over 2. Now, if I'm going too fast, you can slow the video down or pause as needed. Now let's try this one. Now this one is not in standard form, so we have to put it in standard form. So as a reminder, it's A, B, C, and this is going to be a B value. So I need to put my B value with my other B value. So I'm going to subtract to get rid of it, and I'm going to subtract, and I get 2x squared minus 1x plus 6 equals 0. Now I can factor it. First term in the first box, last term in the last box. 6 times 2 is 12. So I can do, didn't type it in my calculator again, I just get going, sorry y'all. 2x squared minus 1x plus 6. So what do you notice? This is why you should always type in the calculator first. It never touches the x-axis. Therefore, there is no solution. So that was a waste of my time. That's why you always type in your calculator first. I'm not the best example of that. So here we have A, B, C, C. So minus 30, minus 30. Remember, we're combining our letters that are the same. We get 2x squared plus 7x. 15 minus 30 is -15. I don't know why I had to type that in. And I'm going to type it in the calculator first. Look, I'm getting it. Plus 7x minus 15, and I'm going to hit graph. Now this one does have 2 solutions. So I can go to my table and see if they're both pretty. So the one of them's pretty. I know I have -5. I don't know the other one. It's somewhere between 1 and 2, between the positive and the negative. So I'm going to have to factor it. Two times -15 is -30. So again, we can use our calculator. -30 divide x. -30 divide x plus x. Second graph. I'm looking for my b value, which is 7. So right here, -3 and 10. Okay, so now I know an x always goes here and here. So this is 1. Math right 9, 10, comma 15. This is 5, and since this is positive, this is positive. So math right 9, 2, comma 10 is 2. Math right 9, 3, comma 15 is 3. Now because this is minus, this is going to be minus. So I have x plus 5, 2x minus 3 equals 0. X plus 5 equals 0. 2x minus 3 equals 0. So I'm going to solve them. So minus 5 minus 5, x equals negative 5. Add 3, 2x equals 3, divide by 2, and I get 3 halves. So negative 5, comma 3 over 2. Okay, so once you finish that, you are working on this, and then you're done for the day. Have a great weekend.